When Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden, the Most High promised them a Redeemer. This promise was fulfilled on Mount Calvary. This is from John 19:25 to 27. Now there stood by the cross of Jesus his mother and his mother's sister, Mary of Cleophas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus therefore had seen his mother and the disciple standing whom he loved, he saith to his mother, Woman, behold thy son. After that he saith to the disciple, Behold thy mother. And from that hour the disciple took her to his own. That's the end of the quote. Normally we'd see this in the Mother Mary and we her son context. But let us now examine these verses in a redemptive context. A future Pope will declare the great Marian dogmas, firmly placing Mary on the side of the Redeemer and not the redeemed. But for the time being, we know this by faith in our hearts. Also by faith, we know that the Redeemer and the woman are one. And so the Redeemer, addressing the woman, says, These are now part of thee. And to the disciple he says, This is thy head. Here also how Jesus stresses the truth of to Jesus through Mary. I use my own words, but the point to be stressed is that the promised redemption had been accomplished and man was now back in good stead with the Most High. I would be amiss here not to say something of the meaning of redemption. Too often the word is used and just flies off our heads without sinking in. To truly understand the word brings us to our knees, cowering in shame at our evil before the just judgment of the Most High. To truly understand the meaning brings us to the point of heresy, in that we entertain the idea that sin cannot be forgiven. But we know that our Jesus, our Mary, paid the price of our redemption. We must not lose sight of the judgment seat of the Most High, and that his judgments are just and can't be appealed by the sinner. And as Scripture tells us, this judge cannot be bribed. And as we tremble before him, we realise that our Jesus, our Mary, have paid the price. At Mass, we must understand that although we see several actions taking place before our eyes, there is but one sole redemptive act, which is fulfilled in the priest's communion when man is once again united to God. It is here that we exit the mist and look up and behold He who created us and say, Father.